rather fine sounds there of Duran Duran, Ordinary Day. You're listening to the Nescafe Big Red Mug Show here on Virgin 1215. Following this programme at 1 o'clock, the fantastic and divinely handsome Mr. Russ Williams of the Rock and Roll Breakfast Show, guiding you through the Labatt's album chart countdown. But before that, a lot more chat with the great Mr. Gareth Hunt, who's sipping on his Nescafe and wandering in Proustian fashion down memory lane.
Oh, that's a lovely word.
Presumably you've never got to buy a jar of coffee again since working on that. You must have warehouses full of this stuff, have you?
I've got quite a bit of coffee. They're very good. They send me the odd jar now and again. Yeah, lovely. Yeah, they keep me going in coffee. Yeah.
But you're not like me. You wouldn't be rather doing the Absolute Vodka Show then?
Well,
or the Porsche.
No.
The Porsche Hour.
Porsche Show, yeah. Garage load of those would be all right. No, it's fine. I work, for Nescafe. It's lovely.
Now, we were talking a bit earlier on about your good self and, your many successes and the stuff you've done. But I also now want to talk about a disaster, Gareth.
Disaster.
Because we're asking people about their fashion disasters here on the Nescafe Big Red Mug Show. And can you share a secret with us? Have you got any fashion disasters lurking in the wardrobe?
Oh, goodness. That's a bad one. I don't know. I mean, flares. I mean, when I look at them now, you go, ooh, but they could come back. So Cuban heels, I think, probably not.
As seen on the new Avengers video, of course.
Cuban heels with winkle pickers. But they're again, they're coming back. Because I was on a show the other day, and out they came, and so he said, and we got Sarah and so wearing these wonderful new outfits, and out they came with winkle pickers and slightly Cuban heels. So I don't know.
And you ran screaming from the room.
No, trying to get them off him. Yeah, I was saying, as if they fit me.
Do you keep up with the fashions of the moment?
Oh, yes, as you can see, yes, I'm really fashioned up. Yeah. No,
I mean, in the new Adventures, you were very stylish. I mean, the whole thing was very glamorous there.
It was, had a designer, had a really good costume designer. Joe's clothes were all made for, and mine. A couple of them were made in Savile Row.
Did you get to keep those suits?
No, I got one, which I can't get in now anymore, but I'm thinking of selling it one day, auctioning it off for charity at some point. So don't all right, I'm thinking about it. But I just keep that as a memento of the series, which is really nice, a three-piece, brown suit. But you never shouldn't be suited in brown. But, no, I wear what I feel comfortable in. If I want to wear jeans, which I do most of the time, I chase around in jeans. If I've got to do something different, I wear, a blazer. If I've got to do something else, a suit. So it really is the occasion. I dress for whatever the occasion is.
Now, of course, Joanna Lumley was memorably restyled for the New Avengers. In fact, she gave the Purdy cut.
That was her idea, the Purdy cut. Yes, it was nobody else's idea but Joe. She decided she went off. They wanted to have her hair long, I believe, and she shot off one day, and Joe being Joe came back, and it was all off, and everybody went, "Oh no!" But
for 18 months in discos all over Great Britain, women had the Purdy cut, whether it suited them or not.
Purdy competitions, there were to see. I remember having about 30 girls all lined up to see which one looked like Purdy or with Purdy cuts. It was like, good grief, it was unbelievable.
Does that mean that you were restyled? Was your hair changed?
No, my hair was straightened out. They used to straighten. I got curly hair.
You did surprise when you came in. You are rather afro-bonced.
Afro-bonced indeed, my lord. It gets loose a little bit on the top now, but I mean it's curly. It's naturally curly. And every morning when we go into to the studio to work, there used to be the old blower there, blowing it up. And at the end of the day, inevitably, it started to, curl up again.
Now, it was a hugely successful series, and it's witnessed by its release on video now, on two separate videos. How crazy did it get at that time? Were you pursued and were you mobbed at the time?
Well, when we first started doing it, I was at the National. When I first got the job, I was working, I was Guildenstern in Albert Finney's Hamlet, and it was a bit hectic then, because you were going to the theatre in the evening, doing the show, coming back, going down to the studio and working. It was a bit hectic then, and as it sort of built, you didn't really get the call back what was going on until after the series was released, which was about, I think it was released after we'd finished the first series. So then it started to get a bit hectic, people sort of recognising you, Mike Gambit and things like that. But all in all, you were so busy working, you didn't really have time to sort of absorb what was going on, But it certainly had an impact. It really, not only in this country, I mean, goodness, it was sold to something like 9,800 countries. Unbelievable, my lord.
Do you get a little taste of that? Or
no, unfortunately, I don't get a little taste. Well, if I do get a little taste, it's hiding somewhere. The only little taste I get is this Nescafe.
OK, well, thanks for coming in this morning, Gareth. Last thing I did want to ask you, you've done an incredible range of acting stuff. Have you got one project? Is there one role you would still really like to have a go at?
Well, I'd love to play, I suppose, a Mike Gambit character, tongue-in-cheek, a fallible private eye, the guy that, can knock somebody out, but equally so can sort of bump into and trip over his own shoelaces.
That's a kind of British Leslie Nielsen type
something
character.
Like that, yes. Not quite as far-fetched as Leslie's, but something along those lines. With me, it's got to be a twinkle. It's got to be a twinkle in the eye. You go, whatever happens, it's just got to be, oh, yeah, really? Just a little giggle.
A twinkle in the eye and some Nescafe in his mug. A big round of applause for his mouth. Thanks to Mr. Gareth Hunt. Thanks for coming in, Gareth. Good man.